Hi friends, good morning or good afternoon, depending on how quickly I can get this video up. I am filming this Sunday morning. We are going to do a proper garden stroll because I got a feeling there are exciting things to see out there. Before I do that, I wanted to show you, I had several, over the years I've had several requests to see the Staghorn fern that I repotted into a Vanda basket, which is typically used for orchids, several years ago. And it has been a while since I've showed it, so I thought we'd do that. Here it is. I brought it into the kitchen so you can see it. So normally it's hanging in the office it's east facing, which is really the best light we have in the building, the house, also known as the house. So this is it now. You can see it's done a lot. I think this is probably part of the, I don't even know, because there was kind of two plants that I sort of stuck together in there. And you can see we're getting, I think these are the infertile fronds. I love those, they're so pretty. You can see any of the light green ones are new. Tends to do a lot of that during winter, but we are getting some new fertile fronds through there too. And the way I deal with this is I will put a link to the video so you can see how I planted this. About every 2 weeks, I bring this whole thing over to the sink and I water into this. There's a lot of moss. There's a little bit of soil, but a lot of moss in there. And then I just take the sprayer nozzle head and just kind of do a quick once over of it as though a beautiful rain has misted it. So, by the way, you can see we still have the Christmas ring up there. The pots are still Christmased, or wintered. I can't get anything out. The soil's still frozen, so we're in perpetual motion in terms of the container displays because it's all frozen in there. So that will come out as soon as I'm able. Anyway, so that is what the Staghorn fern looks like now. I love it. I love this plant. I'm not good with houseplants, but I have a few houseplants that I adore. This is one of them. Love a Staghorn fern. And this hangs over the table on the patio over summer. So we put that hanging from the pergola over summer. I try to stick a hose up there every once in a while. Honestly, as long as we're getting some rain, I don't water it that much. It kind of takes care of itself. Okay, let's tell you what, let's just run down to the basement quickly and I'll just show you some of the seeds you would have just seen being planted in the video that went up yesterday, and then we'll go outside. Okay, so some of the seeds that I planted, they were actually planted last weekend. So it was about a week, took me about a week to get that video up. So you just saw them. If you watched yesterday's video, Saturday's video, you would have seen that. This is the Zinger hibiscus. I am so happy that I planted this because so many of you said the tea was so good. Quite excited about it. 4 seeds germinated in it. Whether more will come up or not, I thought I put probably 6 in here. 4 is fine with me. They're big plants. I don't need more than 4 of these if I keep all 4 of these alive. And several people asked for me to post a video when I prick things out and pot things up. So I will do that. These would be ready for that right away. Here's the petunias. I don't know if you can see in there. We just have a little bit of germination. By the way, right now I like to bottom water all these things. So I just put some water in these trays. We're gonna let everything soak things up. I'll pour off the water as soon as I'm done making this video. This is the alyssum that I planted. That came up like super fast. And then these are the dahlias. So for the dahlias that I had pre-sprouted from my own collection, I would say about 50% of them sprouted. So I just transferred those sprouts into here and now they're growing on here. And then these are the black forest dahlias. So we're gonna have more than enough of both of those. And I think that's everything that I potted. Oh, and then we had some peppers. And here, I'll just kind of pop in here. You can see we've got a few peppers that have germinated. It's always interesting. Peppers all take a different amount of time to germinate. So all depends on variety. So we've got some germination on those as well. So that's the seedling update. And yes, I will do a video potting up these things so that, because several people asked for that. So it'll be a quickie, but I will show you how I do that. Let's go outside. Okay, so can I just tell you, it is so, well, it's windy. And I wish it weren't windy because it'd be very warm, but we are heading into a warm stretch here. We're going to be at 60 for the next 2 days. And then Darwin, and then, sorry, he's out here with me. And then also the overnight temps, as far as I can tell, starting tomorrow, nothing below freezing in the forecast overnight. That will obviously change. I know better than to get overly excited about that, but it does mean that we might start seeing some of the frost come out of the ground, which opens up a whole new world of things that can be getting done in the garden. Darwin, please get out of the garden. Darwin, out, please. Thank you. Come on out. Thank you. Okay, what I want to do on this video is I have been intentionally avoiding walking around the garden. Let me put the sun so it's on my face. Intentionally avoiding walking around the garden because I wanted to go look for things with you and be excited with you. Is that goofy? Maybe. All right, I know the first place to look. It is the first place where usually anything pops up in this garden, at least with daffodils. By the way, we're gonna go over to the mound and put some repels all down too. But so it's right behind me. Let's go look. And it does not disappoint. So this daffodil right here, what is it? I forget. I think I planted this daffodil. Ooh, I just pulled something out of the ground. Look at that. Which means this soil here, this soil here is soft and workable. Not surprising here. This is south facing with a patio and the house reflecting it. So always the first. Anyway, hey, excuse me, sir. So this daffodil, it is one of those super early ones, is always the very first to come up every year. I treat this thing terribly. I cut back the foliage before I should. And every year it does this for me, and it comes up and it reminds me that there is hope. And I'm so happy to see that. Oh, well, this is a little disappointing. There's hellebores over here, and I was sort of hoping that we might find some activity in the hellebores here. I gotta find the center of the plant first. Oh, okay, well, there we go. You dig a little deep. And look, we do have some little bits coming up there in the hellebores, so that's good. Everything is so much later than last year, which last year was an oddball year. It's okay, so we've got a little hellebores coming up. There are some snowdrops planted around. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go, here's something. Snowdrops, I think. Oh, here, can you even see that? Let me try to, there. Snowdrops, I think, and there's some more planted around here. You gotta look closely around here. Let's go check out the stinking hellebores. Helleborus fetidus. They actually looked better a couple of weeks ago. I think they started putting up growth, and I think it got frozen. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, don't go in there. Don't, come on. Yeah, I think it was putting up new growth and it just flopped. Well, it'll be fine. I'm sure they're tough plants. Okay, so that's a bit of a disappointment. I did plant a lot of snowdrop bulbs over in this area last year. I would be surprised to see those. This is not a super bright sunny spot at this time of the year. Yeah, I don't see really anything. I see a lot of plant takes. That's about it. Okay, let's head over to the bulb mound and see. Now last year, the first snowdrop on the bulb mound was February 3rd, which is the earliest I have ever seen a bulb of any, oh my gosh, I see some. Oh my gosh, it's happening. It's happening, it's happening. I'm so excited. It was the first I've ever seen a bulb bloom in this garden ever. Look, 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 look. Look, look, look right here. Everybody get down real low with me here. Right here, and then we go up and they're all over. It's happening. My God, there's hope. Oh yeah, should get off of here because there's just like little stuff popping up all over. Mostly I'm seeing all, and you should get out of here too. Here's one that's actually, here, we got a little bloomer here. Boy, are they short. Now, the thing is, I don't know what's new and what's old in this part. I did throw some, we did add stuff in. So these could be new ones that, everything got planted at the same level. So they will sort themselves out. So maybe these are new ones that were planted a little deep. This is the area that's all new over here that we planted in fall, and I see nothing happening over here. I do see a lot of holes. Oh, here's one. Here we go. Here's a sign that something's happening over here. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna spread some Repelsol, but I don't really wanna do it when, I'm gonna wait, actually leave this over here, because he'll just eat it or roll in it or something disgusting that shouldn't happen. So I'm gonna set that there. Oh my gosh. Like I kind of feel like, here, let me turn the camera on. I kind of feel like can you tell I'm a little bit out of breath? I'm so excited. It's like the biggest relief. I mean, obviously we know spring's gonna come, but it's just a relief when it actually happens. Amazing. Okay, sorry, I'm getting really dramatic. You guys are probably think that's super obnoxious. Okay, so big things happening now. You can tell when I have my hair in a ponytail, it's a big work day. So we're gonna start cleaning things up a little bit here. And I'll talk through that in a video so you'll understand what my theory, I hope this isn't too windy. You'll understand what my theory is about all that when we talk about that. I can't wait to set, oh dear. Oh, well, this is probably a good sign. There's a lot of rabbit fur on the ground here. I think the fox was around. This is great. We love our foxes. Actually, there's two that have been hanging around. I certainly hope they're having babies. And I mean, I feel bad for the rabbit, but also that's one less rabbit. I can't wait for the ground to thaw enough that I can make that thing level. I tell you what, I'm not fussy about a lot of things, but stuff in the garden has to be level, and it drives me nuts when it's not. I have a pruning video. Next video coming out is a pruning video. Here's some of what has been pruned, which I think is gonna be, I think you're gonna like that video. The Cornus moss, I pruned a bunch of branches from this, I don't know, at least a month ago, maybe more, and brought them in and successfully forced them, and they've just been blooming in the house so beautifully. But you can see here, I would guess we're gonna see these pop soon, because this is the first thing to bloom in the garden, generally speaking. So that is gonna be beautiful. This one is really gonna be beautiful. Now I'm hoping that I might actually see drupes on this, which are the little oblong red fruit that these get, because now I have two. So we have this one planted in 2020, and then 2 years ago we planted another one in the mixed hedge between us and the neighbor. And I'm hoping that we'll get some cross-pollination on those and see some drupes. That one did have drupes when we bought it, because I'm sure it was sitting in a field with others. Oh, as we look around here, I want to show you this. Some of the boxwoods, and actually these are the skylight boxwoods, better boxwoods. These are really vigorous growers. I think they're going to be really amazing. But you can see they have this, yellow, what do we want to call that color? That's all foliage that didn't harden off properly before it got cold. And so that's what that's about. And you'll see it's actually worse along the driveway there. We're also along the driveway here, farther down. And this is nothing to be worried about. This is no problem. I probably won't even nip this out or anything. I'll just let this thing force some growth. If it's really obnoxious, you can always prune that out. But I don't like to prune my boxwoods until they really start growing actively. So I'll show you some of the other ones, and maybe I'll prune those off just so they don't look quite so hideous. But it's nothing to worry about. So if you see that in your boxwoods and you live in a cold zone, don't worry about it. Here's some lovely deer pruning here on this hydrangea. Which one is this? See, I don't normally leave tags hanging on like this, but all this stuff got planted in fall. So that's white diamonds. Oh, those are gonna be so beautiful there. The white flags you see, you guys, are the invisible fence for the dog. And they're frozen in there. We could have taken them out by now, but they're frozen in the ground, so we have no option. All right, so you can see here, this one has more of that browning on it, but look at how vigorous that is. I mean, those were planted 2 years ago. Look at how nice those look. Those are really good, and they're a looser, I think it must be, it seems to me like it's a much looser form than other boxwoods, which I like particularly for this area because I don't want a toughly, you know, a really tight ball. The Chamaecyparis, this is soft serve Chamaecyparis. My love for this tree, I just think it's the most gorgeous thing. We planted another one. We got a small one as a sample plant last year, and I planted another one over there. I can't tell you how much I love this tree, and fingers crossed, so far untouched by deer. Here, this one is quite bad in terms of the, you know, that's just growth that didn't harden off. So this is the other Cornus moss right here, and this has quite, the buds are smaller on this one than the other one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna prune out some of this stuff on the bottom on this one. So we'll see if we get droops this year. That'd be exciting. By the way, if you see the tent, the greenhouse looking thing over there, that is, they're putting in a really cool pool over there. Like, it's gonna be a gorgeous pool. And so they had to pour the concrete and stuff. They've had heaters going on. They're trying to get this done so they can use it this year, obviously. So that's a temporary structure, and I can hear the propane heaters going in there. So they poured that concrete maybe over a week ago. And then they're going to do tiling and stuff, so they have to keep it all heated in there. So that's just a temporary thing, and they're getting close to finishing up over there, which is great. Yeah, and then here, sorry, we have to sneak through my car here. You can see those boxwoods too. This right here, oh God, look at all the, oh, this is the problem. Look at all this garbage. This all, I got to pick that all up. That all blew out of the dumpster next door. This is Kodiak Dervilla red bush honeysuckle. You can prune these if you like. They got nice, look at the nice buds on them. You can prune these if you want. You can not prune them. I probably won't prune them. Some of these are going to come out though, because I have some cool, I mean, they're actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move them over to that area. I have some really cool things coming to add to this garden here. So that is going to be exciting. What else is there to look at? Let's keep looking for, oh, here, I'll tell you guys this. Now, I should not spill. I get so excited about this stuff, and then I tell you all the stuff that's happening, and then you're like, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. But, you know, I've been talking about the serviceberry. I do have a replacement ordered, so that will be happening. And it's going to be beautiful. We will miss this serviceberry, and we'll talk a lot about that in the video when we do that. But what's coming there is going to be beautiful. Look at this. So I don't know if you'll see this on this camera or not, but this is Acer Shirazawa Moonrise, and the leaf buds are showing just a little bit of color, which is, you know, how excited am I? Obviously, the answer is very. The putting green, not a putting green, looking terrible, as we've discussed. Oh, well, you're going to see some what we're just looking at there within that pruning video. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else exciting to show you. Oh, here's something interesting. Do you see all these spruce tips here on the ground? We've actually run the lawnmower several times to suck them up and chop them up, but you can see how many have fallen in this garden here. So here's the thing. That is a sign of how amazing plants are, because plants know. So as I mentioned, we had a ton of drought this winter. We were actually in a full-on drought over winter. And again, Erin, get yourself into some light. Sorry. Here, let me back up. See if we can. Where is the light? There is no light. Hello. Where is the light? Okay, there. We were in a full-on drought this winter. And what trees do is they drop some of their new growth. So this spruce, this is a Norway spruce here. It's freaking enormous. And but all of them have been doing this. So what they do is they'll drop the tips because it reduces the strain on the plant. So it's a defense mechanism. By the way, the squirrels sometimes will break off tips too. I don't know what that's about. But for the most part, this is just a situation where it's the tree protecting itself. Now we did get, a lot of rain earlier this week. I posted a members only video of basically a flood in the backyard, which quickly receded, but it was an interesting morning the other day. So that was a members only video that I got there, but you can see here, I don't know if you can see, I don't know what you can see, to be honest, because the lighting is so strange. See all these pine needles? This was all flooded through here. There was like a lake right here in this low spot. I'll tell you one thing, this lawn it's not even or level in any way, which is fine. I don't need it to be perfect. I think we've been over here. This is a rambly part of this. Oh, I wanted to tell you here. So this is clematis growing through here. In here is clematis recta compacta, purpurea recta compacta, something like that. In the most hideous looking cage. Now it's kind of, I want it to be a little bit floppy and rambly, but I want it to go up first. So I started looking today for some sort of more attractive, not trellis, but something to plant staking system. And I went off to, this is a dangerous place to go to. I went off to Shop Terrain. Oh my gosh, you guys. There's so much good stuff over there right now. Like, I want it all. And the problem is that terrain is really expensive. Those of you who live near a terrain store, how are you not broke? I don't understand it. Oh, that's good boy. You used a path. We're really having a problem with him walking through the garden. And so we're very much encouraging when he does things properly. Stay on task, Erin. I'm so excited about today. I can't even think straight. Anyway, they have so much good stuff right now. It's expensive. So generally speaking, they usually have a sale. It's usually leading up to Mother's Day, which seems like a really long time away. But it's usually like a 20 to 25% off sale off the gardening stuff. So I generally wait to buy stuff there because the regular price on that stuff is really expensive. There's so much good stuff. I'm going to tell you what some of it is, and you have to promise me you will leave some for me. They have these teak mushrooms that like would go in the garden, and I just think they're so damn cool. I think, forgive me. This video is already such a mess. Normally I would edit all these crazy trains of thought out of a video, but these videos are basically unedited, which is the only way I get them up on the regular. I like garden art and stuff like that. However, I personally feel like you gotta be careful what you do because I feel like it gets real bitsy. For me, it gets bitsy. Everyone's got their own taste in this, but my taste is, I don't want it to be aggressively over-accessorized. But I do like these things that kind of tuck into a garden and almost blend into plants so they become a surprise in the garden so you don't see them. Like, we've got two pieces of garden art out in the front there. We've got that yellow flippy thing, technical term, and we have a big silver kind of art piece, both of which were presents from Mr. Much More Patient. And I love those, but I would not want to put a lot more. What are we barking at? There's nothing over there. We're barking at absolutely nothing over there. He's behind that tree right there. Darwin, what's the matter? Hey, come on. Anyway. Hold on, let's go find out what the problem is here. Hey, what's the matter? Are you barking at... There's no one over there. Are you barking at the windmill that's over there, maybe? Hey, that's enough. Come on. Here's a clog, you can tell from the crick. A lot of the leaves. Hey, come on now, that's enough. Come on. Let's go. Come on, keep coming. Oh, we should walk through here and look for skunk cabbage. Here, while I'm talking, I'll look for skunk cabbage because I'm sure there's some of that around. Okay, anyway, God, talking about garden art. I like things that are surprises in the garden and that you can appreciate only when you're up close to them, not that you see them from a mile away or something. So do you see this maple here? I don't know, this is one of those like maple hybrids. I don't know if you can see how tall this thing is. We planted this thing bare root not that long, I mean 4 years ago maybe. Look at this. This was buckrub from one of the first years. So I don't know if this tree will make it for the long term because that's fully down to cambium layer there. But it is healing itself. It is still alive, and it is huge. It's just growing so fast. It's pretty amazing. But planted bare root, which is really the only way I can plant in this woods, is bare root because there's so many roots around and stuff. And boy, planting bare root is great. She says, as she knows full well, that she's not doing any bare root planting this year. Okay, there's always a skunk cabbage in here. Okay, I found one. You'll see why they're a little hard to see. This is one just opening here. Boy, gosh, last year they were so early. So this is actually going to be the flower that opens up. It's got this purple calyx on it. Well, actually, this is the calyx, and then this opens up, and the flower is, oh, I gotta be careful, I'm walking, they're all over the place in here. See, once you find them, you see them everywhere. Here's more, there's some more there. The flower is actually a tiny little thing that's in there. These are pollinated by beetles, mostly. So it's low to the ground so that things can crawl in there. Anyway, so there's the skunk cabbage. Terrible name for a plant that is, and this is a native here. So this is an eastern skunk cabbage. It's native here. These were not planted by anyone. They were just here. There is, like over in England, sometimes there's a skunk cabbage that is not native there that causes some problems for them, but it's a cool plant. It's got that cool flower, and then it gets these giant leaves that very much look like a giant hosta leaf, but they're shiny, and they're beautiful through here. They do fade out. They're essentially ephemeral. They do fade out by the time we get to the heat of summer, but they are, they're really cool to look at. They make the woods look very beautiful. Okay. There were some other things I wanted to tell you. Oh, save stuff for me at Terrain. Don't go shopping don't shop there until there's a sale. Well, I mean, you can, but save stuff for me because I'm not shopping till there's a sale. These videos are often kind of a rambling mess. I'm going to say this one might be the most of the rambling messes. However, I'm so excited. Anyway, lots of work to be done today. I'm going to crank out a whole bunch of videos. It is the first day of daylight savings time, so the other really nice thing about that is that I'm going to be able to work in the garden after work. So I'm so excited about that. So hopefully, but there will be. There's so much going on in this garden this year. I can't even begin to voice it all. I'm a little overwhelmed, to be honest, and I will certainly be overwhelmed when it's in progress, but it's going to be great, and I'm super excited about it. And now there are things growing, and the soil is actually kind of loose. And there's Dorothy. Hi. I didn't know you were outside. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, baby. Such a good girl. So much better than the little monster over here, who's not so little anymore. We got to pick a winner for Caleb's cookbook. I said last week in this video that I would give one away. So I'm going to do that. Inside, I'm going to put it on the screen here, who won, and I'll leave a note underneath your comment from last week letting you know that you won, and somebody gets a cookbook. I think the cookbook's doing well. I hope it is. It seems like he's having a really good time with it, and I think it's selling well. So I'm so happy for him in that regard. Have a great day in your garden. I'm going to go have an amazing day in mine. See you soon. Stay tuned this week. Pruning video coming up next. Then probably all the stuff I'm doing today. See you soon. Bye-bye.